up, guys?
Okay.
Welcome for another edition of Us Live.
Roman and Annalie live. So we really felt inspired this last week, being the first week of self-employment, and we really wanted to create something, didn't we? So this, I guess, is just an intro to what we've created.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it's something we're both very passionate about.
Very passionate about.
So as we've seen over the last while, like for our...
Since we've been together?
Yeah.
Since we've been together, so
yeah.
it's like nearly 3 years, yeah?
Jeez,
nearly 3 years, we've noticed a new relationship template coming into form. As people are starting to awaken, we're starting to see that there is a new way of being in relationships. So there's an old template that's been playing out for a very, very long time. And it wasn't until we met each other that we realized that there was another way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's because, as Annalie said, people are starting to wake up and there's new ways of being emerging and people are wanting more than
just the mundane normal
relationship.
Yeah.
And we really see our passion is to really support people through that new paradigm because it hasn't really been created yet. The old ways is still so there and there's not many tools and ways to get through it and move through these relationships because there's new energies coming out. People are starting to wake up and it can be very challenging to navigate through these relationships.
Yeah. So we wanted to really create a Facebook Live series. So over the next 8 weeks, we are going to be looking at some of the common challenges that people face in relationships.
Yeah.
And looking at the old template and the new template. So I guess we can elaborate on what the old template is and what the new template is and what we're finding through our own sort of experience and what we're seeing in our clients and in, family and friends around us. And we've really been able to use what we've learned in our relationship. We've been able to use those tools in our other relationships, with our family and our friends, our co-workers, and even our children. And that's been a huge benefit. So we want people to have that.
Yeah.
We really see how much it's changed both of our lives. And we're really passionate about spreading that to everyone else.
Because, we think, and at the same time, not everyone's ready to do the work.
Yeah,
right?
because it's a lot of work and it's deep inner work that needs to be done in order for you to transition into that new template. So I guess we'll touch on the old template and the new template. So the old template is all about conditional love. It comes from a space of, fear, guilt, jealousy, possessiveness, codependency. What else?
Fear, blame. There's a lot of blame in relationships. There's no responsibility. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Not being able to communicate. Excuse me.
And what we're seeing in the new template of relationships is really about harmony and peace and love and compassion. And taking responsibility, self-awareness, self-love.
And it's being authentic and real.
Raw and
really
real.
Saying what's there. There's no hiding or pretending. There's no, hiding your true self. It's like being able
to be yourself in a relationship.
Being able to witness and be seen in that relationship and communicate in a way that both parties are heard and understood.
And it's all based on unconditional love. We hear that term a lot, unconditional love. And for me, I thought that I was loving unconditionally, from what media or, you know, social expectations were telling me, that this is unconditional love, you know. You're supposed to give all the time and not receive anything in return. But it's all about an equal partnership, you know, being equal in a relationship, and not having it be like the man is the man and the woman's the woman and these are the roles. And it's really about bridging.
Yeah, the roles are really changing of what it is to be a man and what it is to be a woman.
Yeah.
And people can be quite challenging to come into those new roles, because we're so conditioned to be a certain way,
and
programmed to be a certain way. So it really is a way of becoming the new man and the new woman in the relationship. And it's about being authentic and real. It's the, you know, true masculine and true feminine that exists in both of us. But it's like, how do we learn to really combine those energies? And because we all have both of them, we both have masculine and feminine energies inside of us. But it's like, how do you become true to those energies?
And embrace them.
Embrace all of you.
Exactly. So I'm just going to run through. I've got notes in front of me because I don't want to miss anything. And I'll just run through some of the topics that we'll be touching on every week, and that we'll be diving in a little bit deeper into. So the first week we're looking at lack of communication, which is an important thing in a relationship.
And that's kind of the foundation.
That's the foundation of it all. And then week 2, we're looking at lack of role models and bringing past relationships into your current relationship. Week 3, we're looking at outside influences and how they can sort of hinder your impact.
How they stop you, and how they really shoot you in the foot sometimes.
And then the 4th week, we're looking at codependency. And then in the 5th week, we're looking at lack of trust. The 6th week, we're looking at lack of intimacy. And then the 7th week, we're looking at lack of growth. And then the 8th week, we're looking at stresses of life.
And these are also, inside of those, there's going to be other subheadings, because they're going to be covering a few other aspects in each of those topics. And it's all about what our intention for this is, to really show how to be in the conscious relationship, how to deal with everyday challenges from a conscious way. And a big part of that is about taking responsibility. So the foundation of all these 8-week series is on a foundation of taking responsibility for your own life. And that's where real power is when you're able to take responsibility for your life, and then something new, you can do something about it. But if we tend to blame life, our partner, everything outside of us, we don't have much that we can do about it, because we have to change outside sources for us to change. But if we can take responsibility in the relationship and go, I am 100% responsible for everything that is going on around me, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So when you can be responsible, there's tools and ways of how you can change the situation, or how you can see it differently, how you perceive it differently. You have all the power inside the relationship to do something differently, to create something else. And that's kind of the foundation of all of these. Is going to be based
topics.
on and all of these
and all of these topics are things that we've faced in our relationship, because both of us were coming from that conditional love. And you know, like Roman's done a lot of work, you know, prior to meeting me, and did you want to share about how that's kind of impacted, like?
Doing the personal development, doing the work, and it is a lot of that responsibility. Take responsibility for your life, you create your own reality, and all that sort of stuff. But it was until I met Annalie, then that was all tested. Like being responsible, because it's so easy to go, you're making me feel like this, or you're doing this to me. I feel like this because of X, or if you only did this, I could feel this. And it was a challenge, and I had to go through definitely some stuff to heal a lot of my stuff to be able to see Annalie in a different way and to experience her differently and to be able to hold her in whatever space she's in. Because whatever she goes through. And whatever I go through. And when we're both responsible for our stuff, magic can happen.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah.
Like, it's so important for people to take responsibility for their life.
And in their relationships. And not just romantic relationships, but every relationship that they have in their life.
Yeah.
You know, it can drastically transform your relationships.
And everything that we're going to be talking about, it's something that we've been through.
Yeah.
Something we've overcome.
Yeah.
Something that...
Hi, Samani!
Hey, Samani, where are you going? Come say hi. Don't be shy. So everything that we're going to be talking about, it's something that we've gone through. It's stuff that we've overcome. It's stuff that we're still going through and integrating, because we haven't got it all together.
No. And I think that's the thing with like social media and Facebook. You only see like the beautiful pictures of people, you know, holidaying and having great times, you know, but it's the stuff that happens behind closed doors. And we really want to bring light to that, because that's real. Yeah. All of that is real, and it happens. Shit happens.
Yeah. We really want to be transparent with what we're doing and what we're going through, and not just showing you the good side of things, because that's skewed. And then you judge yourself because, people have it all together and my relationship sucks, and why am I the only one? Because we really want to be transparent with what we're going through, what we're dealing with, how we're dealing with things, and the challenges we're facing, because it's coming to that time where people want real and raw. Yeah. We're done with that kind of people have got it all together, guru status, all that.
Pretending. It's like pretending that you've got it all together, and it's just not like that. Yeah. That's not the real reality. Like, people go through challenges every day. Yeah. And we really want to bring light to it so that, you know, you don't feel alone. Yeah. You're not in this alone, you know? So that's the whole intention of us sharing these next 8 weeks with you. And we really want it to be interactive. Yeah. We want you to comment, inbox us with any questions, you know. Maybe some of those questions we can incorporate into the topics that we're going to be delving into. We want to know, like, what are your challenges? Yeah. You know?
Yeah, then we're able to support you through those as well. Is there anything else?
Anything else? I'm looking at my notes.
Have a look.
I'm having a look. And I think people just have this idea that they've got to have it all together before they get into a relationship. Yeah. And it's like, it's in that relationship where you actually can grow. Yeah. More.
And this series is all about kind of guiding and showing how you can use relationships
as a tool
to become more self-aware, because relationship is a mirror of your unloved parts. So Annalie will reflect things that I don't love within myself. And it's very easy.
Vice versa.
Yeah, vice versa, right? So it's very easy for me to shut that off in her, so I don't have to deal with it. But when I can take responsibility and go, okay, what is she showing me? What's there for me to heal? Or what's a way I can communicate? How am I not communicating clearly? And that's all going to be covered through this 8 weeks, and how to be responsible, how to use your relationship to discover what is going on.
The deepest parts of yourself, the darkness, you know?
Yeah.
Because we only want to love the light and fluffy, but we're not that. We're both.
Yeah, we're both.
We've got light and darkness. And in order for us to come into a space of self-love, you know, we need to learn to love all aspects of ourselves. And, you know, we're programmed to not go into that pain. Yeah. You know, it's like, no, can't go there. Don't want to go there. Avoid that at all costs. But it's really what we've discovered. It's in that pain. Yeah. when you dive deep into that pain, that's where magic happens. That's where you can come into more of yourself.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
And also just, I guess, what came up for me, it's a little bit different, but we have a lot of people also talking about soulmates and twin flames and these connections and waiting for the one, right? And it's such a way to avoid going there, because the way I see it, and this is all through our experience, our interpretation, so take what you resonate with, apply what you can apply, and the rest, if it doesn't resonate with you, leave it. It's fine. But this is just what I experienced, what Annalie experiences, what we've gone through, what we're learning from our mentors, what we're resonating with, and what we're both seeing out there at the moment is this big hype about twin flames and soulmates and all this, and people are waiting for this perfect one where they can finally commit and, you know, go all in. And then until then, I'm going to do my work, or they're in a relationship and they're not putting everything in. They're just playing half-assed. It's like, well, it's kind of not the relationship. I'm there and I'll just stick to it until the one comes along. And then I'll go in. Yeah. It doesn't work like that. How you are in the relationship, you can't just turn it on and turn it off. You can't just turn on your heart and go, okay, I'm going to go all in now with these fears and the things that you've hidden. You can't do that. So we really want to break that barrier, because any relationship you're in, it can be amazing.
For your growth.
For your growth. And also you can experience joy and bliss in the relationship that you think that is not the one. It's like, what's in the way of you actually experiencing that relationship as the one? Because it actually could be. It could be your perception that it has to look a certain way. The fairy tale, which we'll cover more in other videos. But it's like, we really want to break through this noise of people waiting for their soulmate, their twin flame. Because what if it never comes? Alright, and the relationship you're in is the one that is for your lifetime, for you to get ready for your next relationship in your next lifetime.
And that's what I've experienced in terms of my past relationships, because I've had relationships before I met Roman. And now that I look at it, I see that those relationships were actually preparing me. They were preparing me to be able to be in this relationship with Roman. There were lessons in those relationships that I needed to learn in order for me to be able to come into union with Roman. If I hadn't learned those, I wouldn't have met Roman. I wouldn't have been ready for him. And it's like, those relationships, you know, they prepare you for what the ultimate, you know, the ultimate love, because they push you so deep and far into yourself that you have to be like, yes, I need to do the work on myself. And for me, when I started doing the work on myself after my last relationship completely broke down, I went into it for myself, not in order to find the one. So it was more for me. And then he just showed up unexpectedly, as they always do.
And for me, it was the opposite, right? I only had literally pretty much one serious relationship, so I really seen my pattern of finding the one, right? Every girl...
He did it with me.
Right? So I had this fear of like, is she the one? No. And I seen, and this is what I see with the clients and the people that we meet, is if I didn't notice my pattern, if I didn't see what was going on, I would never be with Annalie if I didn't do the internal work, because some people might be with their one. But it's like we keep searching and looking for something else. There must be something else. There might be better options. There's something else. There's something else. But I see my pattern of that fear of commitment, that fear of going into the relationship and it not being the one. And
so he avoided. It was a trap.
Yeah, it was a trap. I would never got into a relationship. But coming with Annalie and seeing those patterns and being willing enough to see those patterns and take responsibility that's when something else was possible. And so through these 8 weeks, like, we really, like, ask you or invite you
to be open.
To be open, and really the more honest and raw you can be with yourself, the more you're going to get out of these 8 weeks. When we share things, look at, like, where am I doing this in my life? How is this playing out in my life? The more questions you can ask yourself and look within, then you can start to go, okay, wow, I can get value from these videos. Because if you go, no, that doesn't apply, no, that's not me, I don't do that, then you're not really looking
at yourself.
And
it really requires you to look at yourself. If you really want a different type of relationship to what you've been living, it really requires you to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Which is so hard to do, believe me.
Yeah.
Very hard to do, but honestly, the rewards are far greater than the pain that you feel. Like, I'm living a completely different life. Never did I ever think that I would find or be in a relationship of my dreams. And it's not all rainbows and lollipops. It's not like that at all. There's a lot of triggers that happen that bring up old wounds and patterns and things that you need to actually look at to resolve within yourself. And the more that you can do that, like in our experience, the more that you can do that, the more that you can actually... I've gone off track.
What's that?
I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, that. Hey, T.
Hey, T.
Yeah, Annalise just kind of... But it is. It makes sense because... the more you go inside, that's where the magic happens. And it's not about it always being bad either, but it's just being honest. It's just literally just being honest. Where are you in your relationship? Are you truly just happy and, like, you can communicate, you can be authentic, there's nothing you're hiding, there's no agendas, you can just truly be yourself, or is there something missing?
There's a sense of freedom that you have within that relationship, and I think people think being in a relationship, means being tied to a ball and chain.
Yeah.
Did that resonate with you?
Of course. As a man, of course. As men, what does it say? Hey, I understand what you're saying, trying to say. So Tina got it. But it is, as men, for most men, biggest value is freedom. So for men, sometimes being in a relationship can seem as losing freedom.
And then on the flip side of that, women just want connection from their men. You know? Exactly. And then it's like this needy, I need you. But what we actually seek is connection to ourselves.
Yeah. And it's like, what if you can be free and connected in the relationship?
And that's
because we think we can't have both. We think we can only be free
if we're not in a relationship.
It's like, what if you could have both? And that's the beauty of a relationship.
It's a beautiful thing.
And there's something else that I was going to say as you were talking, and then as you I lost mine.
I threw you off.
You did throw me off.
Well, we're just trusting what's coming out and trusting that whoever needs to hear it is going to hear it. Did you want to wrap it up, or do you feel complete? Not really. You've got something nagging in your head.
Yeah, I think there was something there, but it's gone. Nah, we'll be in the next video. We'll bring it in the next video.
I guess we'll just wrap it up. Join us for the next 8 weeks as we delve deeper into these topics. And if you guys have any questions, comment, inbox us, like, share, tag anyone you think that this might resonate with. And we're going to be coming back to you next week on a Wednesday at 7 p.m. So stay tuned. And throughout the week, we'll just keep you updated. And I think that's it.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Mwah.
Catch you later.
See you guys.
Bye.